watching the Monty Python documentary, like on where they came from and how they got to do what they were doing, on the different skits that they did, and theater and movies and records and all that kind of stuff. It's like when I started watching it, I was like, yeah, geez, man, like, my first impression was, geez, how did I actually enjoy this stuff? Because this stuff is so bizarre. And then like after about 10 or 15 minutes of watching this thing, it's like, I'm laughing. I'm like rolling around on the floor laughing. And I remember now why I used to enjoy it. I mean, there's some really, really good gems in there. And so the one thing they were doing is that they said that at one stage they had like a record deal. So they had to come out with X amount of records. And so basically it was like the Flying Circus and all that kind of stuff that was on there. And I think they had done 3. And then they said that they actually hadn't read the contract properly and they didn't realize they had to do a 4th one. So someone reminded them, you've got to do a 4th one. And they were like feeling a bit bleak. So they decided, well, on the last one, what they'll do is they'll sing songs and all that kind of stuff. So then what happened was they came up with this idea that they wanted to put 2 tracks on one side, okay? And they thought that they were the first ones that were doing it, but apparently in the 1930s, someone had created a record that actually had 4 tracks on it, okay? But anyway, they decided to do it anyway. So it had 2 tracks on it. So every time you put it on there, there was no guarantee which one you were going to get. And they didn't tell anyone. So they said, in the beginning, people were complaining. People were complaining, like they were saying, I wanted to play this skit for this friend of mine. And they put the record on and they're like, huh? This isn't it. Meanwhile, it was just depending on which track it picked up. Oh, jeez, I had to laugh. And then yesterday I was watching, they had the hide and seek Olympics. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you watched that.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it was so funny. You've got to watch it. It's I would spoil it if I told you what the punchline was, but I mean, like how they came up with these ideas. I'm like, holy shit. I had a good laugh. So everyone go watch
from the movies. They're all sitting around drinking tea and smoking pipes and cigars and things. And they would just talk nonsense.
Yeah.
And it was from that. They just went, that'll be an idea. That'll fly.
Yeah.
And they just carried on talking nonsense to see if they could out nonsense each other.
Yeah. and they said that they often battled to know how to end a skit, right? So they would have like the parrot, skit and whatever, and they wouldn't know how to end it. So they would say, well, so they had one guy that did all the animations and the graphics for Monty Python. And then they would just like segue into some sort of animation or whatever. Or in the case of the parrot thing, they would like into a song, like the guy says, no, I didn't really want to be, a shop owner or a guy selling pets or whatever. I wanted to be a lumberjack.
Yeah, lumberjack. Leaping from tree to tree. The mighty Scots pine. Okay, let's not go down that road.
Oh, yeah. So I've really been enjoying, like that sort of like nostalgic sort of like flashback to our days listening
Did
to
you ever
Monty
watch
Python.
Faulty Towers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
not
for
Faulty
sure.
Filthy Towels, So there was a thing that came up on my TikTok this week where John Cleese was interviewed about his character.
Yeah.
And apparently it's based on a real guy.
Oh, is it?
They were staying in a hotel, a really shitty hotel apparently,
Yeah.
while they were filming one of the movies. And the guy that ran the hotel was exactly not as tall, but but it was that guy, and they based it on that guy. Everyone except John Cleese actually moved out of the hotel into another one on the first day.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And John Cleese stayed because he was just fascinated by this guy.
Yeah.
You know what you guys reminded me of? Another classic, Mind Your Language.
Oh,
I used to love
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good. Because, I mean, that also reminds me of old Emmanuel was it Manuel? Hey, or Emmanuel? The guy. Manuel, yeah. Manuel. Oh, yeah, that was good.
See,
yeah,
Mr. Bolte. And he was as English as they come.
Yeah. Dude, talking about that, can you remember Only Fools and Horses?
Oh,
Or Del Boy? Have you ever watched that?
No.
No.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God,
yeah.
it was so funny. I mean, I can remember old Kilmartin used to get them. His family used to send the VHS tapes out to him. They would tape it there in the UK, and then they would send it out, and we would all sit and watch Del Boy.
Those tapes did the rounds, yeah.
So Del Boy, what he did is he's always looking for a way to make quick money, right? So he the one that sticks in my mind, there are two that stick in my mind. The one was the VCRs that he got from the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
And the other one was the blow-up dolls, which happened to have, I think it was volatile gas in them or something.
Yeah, they were
stupid.
faulty, so they just started. They just started inflating.
So like on the VHS or on the VCR thing, what he does is he finds this guy that's whatever, he gets this stock of VCRs, and he's like trying to flog them and everything, and he's trying to show the person, this is like top quality, whatever. And he takes a VHS tape and he tries to put it in, and the VHS tape is like about like half an inch too wide. Oh no! Anyway, it's like almost funny. Like you want to go back and watch those things again. I mean,
well, can't you?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Isn't there
yeah,
British streaming service?
Probably, yeah.
No, that's currently launched in South Africa.
Well, it's the BBC ITV thing that's launched in South Africa recently.
What's it called? Brit something.
BritBox.
BritBox.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Yeah. So like you can actually get access to a lot of that content.
Yeah.
BritBox.
Yeah. So I mean, talking about that, I mean, digress a little bit.
No stress.
I read no stress. I read an article that they were saying that they reckon that DStv Premium will be dead by next year.
You think so?
Because of this. Because what's happening is early next year, Disney Plus is launching officially in South Africa, so that any Disney-related channel that's on DStv at the moment is going to go, because it'll be provided through that service. The BritBox, so a lot of the sort of ITV content that we busy watch on, and like BBC Food and all that kind of stuff, that's
gritty British drama.
Yeah, and that's all going to come off DStv. So, it's a problem, man. And HBO is talking about officially releasing in South Africa, and that's going to hit their Showmax thing, because the advantage or the draw has been is that
you can get access all to Showmax content,
but you get the HBO series through Showmax, and it's at a really good price, but so that's very interesting. Anyway.
HBO, cool.
Satellite, the era of satellite TV is dead.
The problem with BritBox is, I mean, maybe it's not a problem, but you get all the good dramas, the good comedies, all that stuff, and you get the food program. Sure, there's tons of those.
Yeah,
but then you get the reality TV shows.
Oh, like which ones?
Like the shit ones.
What like? What's classified as a shit reality TV show?
There's going to be interesting ones, right? I mean, you're probably going to get all the Love Islands and
the Love Islands,
The Bachelor,
yeah,
The Bachelorette.
No, but there's so much more.
Bachelor in Paradise.
You guys get Gogglebox?
Got what?
Gogglebox.
No. What's that?
Okay, it's a very successful reality TV series.
Okay.
Which basically you're watching people watch TV.
Okay.
So they're all watching these programs on TV, and you're watching them and how they react and how they comment.
Yeah. It amazes me how, like back in the day, like, most of the TV content was like, planned and filmed and whatever. And somewhere along the line, reality TV shows started taking off. And like now they're almost like predominantly, I don't know, maybe at least 50%, if not predominantly, the amount of content that people watch is reality TV. And if you look at how the internet has gone, well, if you think about how the internet has gone, think about TikTok and all these all these shorts and that kind of stuff. What is it? It's like reality TV show kind
Would
of
you
stuff.
really like classify it as a reality TV?
Well, I mean, it's contents that's based on
It's real
reality.
life content rather
Live
than fiction.
you know, it's like, you know, some person does a TikTok. What are they doing? It's like reality TV,
Okay.
as opposed to, you know, someone's written a script, and I'm sure you script that kind of stuff because I mean, reality TV is not like reality TV. It's not like Big Brother where they've slapped 50 cameras in a house, and you're getting every single
But that's
second
still
and
reality
moment.
TV.
Sorry.
I think that was for me, Big Brother was the start of reality
definitely,
TV.
definitely. And I mean, Survivor. I think Survivor was probably the most sort of like the biggest. Maybe they tried stuff along the way, but I mean, Big Brother and Survivor are like the two like sort of main things that like in my mind were like like in your face, you know, because that was like totally different to anything we'd ever seen before. I mean, I can remember watching the first Survivor and I was like, holy shit, what is this? What is this? You know, it was just amazing.
But okay, so the difference was you either had programs that were made for movies or for TV, so there was all scripted and costumed and dialogue written.
Correct.
But actually, there were game shows, as that was probably the start.
True.
Although those had a formula, but it was, you didn't know what the person was going to say. It's not scripted.
True.
But I think for me, that still wasn't reality TV. Reality TV kicks in when there's just there's no set.
Yeah.
You don't know where this is going to go as a producer. It's not like
a game show,
like game shows have a formula and they can be edited.
It's still structured. It's still structured.
Yeah, whereas these started becoming live. There's a lot more interviews with people. There's a whole. I mean, there's so many shows around Big Brothers,
like
the spin-off shows where after you watch the day's highlights, you can watch everyone talking about what's happening there. And then there's another program and there's another one. Well, and then they go back to the live footage.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember when Big Brother the first Big Brother in South Africa. I mean, literally. I mean, it was so like you were literally, you know, because it was this like sort of voyeuristic kind of thing. Is that like, you know, we had never had access to that kind of thing before, and you were actually watching the people live. Then you could get the highlight package, and then you had the show at the end of the week where someone got voted out or whatever. I mean, it was just like it blew my mind. Just blew my mind.
When did they stop having live studio audiences for sitcoms? Because you always used to hear people laughing.
Yeah, I think
isn't that sound effects like to a certain extent?
Like for instance, like with Friends, it was a live audience right until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they sound affected it.
No. I mean, when the series ended after 10 years, they still had a live audience in there
for every show.
For every show.
Wow.
Well, it's part of the set. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is that?
True. So some did the sound rather than getting people in.
Yeah.
Because it actually puts the actors off.
Yes.
But at some point, they stopped that background noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's recorded or live, they just stopped it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't pinpoint that.
Like when it stopped.
There was a live TV show, Mrs. Brown and
the boys. Yeah.
That
didn't they get cancelled?
No, it's still going on.
Oh, is it still going? Which is the one that got cancelled? Like last year sometime or the year before? Isn't that Mrs. Brown's Boys?
What am I don't know. I don't really watch Mrs. Brown's Boy. But the point I'm making here was so for years we didn't have any of this live studio audience. But Mrs. Brown Boys actually had one.
Oh, okay, I see.
And it was that really stood out for me. I'm like, actually I don't like this background noise.
Yeah, maybe. No, it might be another show that I'm thinking of. There's that one with the bald head guy.
That's a very
and he like dresses up. No, like he dresses up.
Little Britain shooting stars.
Yeah, Little Britain, man. Isn't Little Britain the one that I'm thinking of?
Well, that was, geez. I mean, that.
Like, I mean, the guy who used to dress up.
TV.
He used to dress up and do stuff and like
cringe TV.
Yeah. Pushing the limits.
Not very PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, reality TV shows, dude. I think they've changed the face of TV. Yeah.
So
I honestly think that reality TV shows created a space for apps like TikTok and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think I think in the beginning people were like very uncomfortable about reality TV shows.
But there was another type that's really took off.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, TikTok's full of that as well.
Mm.
And I don't know what they might be called in South Africa, but there was Pop Idol.
Yes.
American.
The other
Idols.
one.
Yeah.
There's the Got Talent series.
Yes.
All of those, they just go on and on and on and on.
The Voice.
On every year. The Voice.
Yeah. And then look,
there's another one now where they dress up. There's real artists.
Yeah.
Who dress up in I might have mentioned it before, in various
they wear a mask. The mask.
Yes, you don't know who they are, and there's a panel that has to guess.
Yeah.
Who the artist is.
Yeah, masked singer. Yeah. Singer. The thing is,
so you're going to get all of this stuff now in BritBox.
Oh yeah, but we get that stuff already.
So why would you buy BritBox?
Well, because I don't want to pay for DStv. Because DStv is expensive. You've got to drop 1,000 rand for shit.
So you're basically buying this BritBox as a console for various applications to get the various content.
Yeah.
I noticed TikToks on my is it Netflix
TV?
or Amazon? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know when that happened.
So I use my PlayStation more as a media center than anything else. I mean, it's Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, Red Bull TV. What else am I using? Spotify, all that kind of stuff is on there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Apple TV. Apple TV is on PlayStation, dude.
Wow.
You can Apple TV on there. So I don't have to buy an Apple TV.
Do you watch much of the Apple TV?
No, I haven't subscribed to Apple TV because it's, you know, the problem is that
it's not enough time.
Yeah, there's not enough time
in the year.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what I like about subscription services is the fact that you can turn it on and off. So if, like, say, for instance, I'm in the mood to watch something and it's on a particular streaming service, I can turn it on for that month and I can binge watch that thing and then I can turn it off.
As long as you remember.
That is the point.
Yeah, they got most people there. You forget.
But I mean, at the moment, I'm like watching stuff on Netflix. I'm watching stuff on Hulu, watching stuff on Disney Plus.
Disney's getting
Paramount Plus. I'm also watching stuff on Paramount Plus. So at the moment, I'm fully loaded.